Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com. In today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how to make this chevron stitch. This is definitely one of my favorite all-time stitches, and the way that you make this particular one, at least in this tutorial, is making double crochets. Now there are a few different ways that you can make the chevron stitch, such as using single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet, but for this particular tutorial I'm going to stick with the simple chevron stitch using the double crochet. Now the chevron stitch is one of those stitches that might require a little concentration at first, but once you get the hang of it, it'll become a lot easier. So just focus on it and understand that if you might not get it right away, at least you can keep practicing and practicing until you do understand it. And that way it will be a little bit easier to make all sorts of different things. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using some worsted weight yarn, and you can use any color that you like. This is the modern chevron scarf that I made, and I'm just going to show you how to make this stitch in order to make this scarf right here. And for this scarf I used some leftover yarn from a previous project, and this yarn is Peyton's Canadiana, and I really like this yarn a lot. It's very soft and it's very squishy, and I absolutely love the different colors that it comes in. So I will show you how to make the chevron stitch in order to make this scarf. So like I said, you're going to need some worsted weight yarn. You can use any color that you like. And you're also going to need a crochet hook, an I 5.5mm crochet hook. You can use any crochet hook that you like, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm using the Clover more, as that's my preferred crochet hook. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a multiple of 10 plus 1, and then when you're finished you need to add 3 more stitches to the end. So what does that mean? That means you're going to make a multiple chain of 10 plus 1. So you're going to chain 10 plus 10 plus 10 until you're happy, and then you're going to add 1 more stitch onto that at the end, and then when all is said and done you're going to add 3 more for that turning chain at the end. So for the purposes of this tutorial I'm going to be making a chain of 34 chains. So the first thing you're going to need to do is make a slip knot. So I wrap the yarn around my finger, grab it, and then I just pull it up just like that. There are different ways that you can make a slip knot, so you can always check out those other tutorials if you're interested, or if you are not able to make the slip stitch, or slip knot rather. Okay, then you're going to need to make 34 chains. So to make a chain, wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through that chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. So once you have your 34 chains, or your multiple of 10 plus 1, you're going to make 2 double crochets into the 4th chain from your hook. So that loop on your hook doesn't count. You're going to count 4 chains from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to make 2 double crochets into that chain. So to make a double crochet, you're going to do yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that 4th chain, yarn over, pull through that first loop. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. And now you're going to have that as your double crochet. And then you're going to do the same thing in the very same stitch. Yarn over, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that way you have your double crochet, 2 double crochets, And now you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next 3 chains. So just count in the next chain. You're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So the 2 double crochets that you did at the very beginning is going to count as a increase of your stitches. So that's going to, your increase is essentially going to be known as your peak. And now we're going to make a double crochet decrease, which is going to be known as your valleys. So when you do a crochet chevron stitch, you're going to be working up and down, up and down. So you're going to have peaks and valleys. So as long as you alternate between a decrease and an increase, then you should be well on your way to completing the chevron stitch. So for this particular tutorial, you're going to do a double crochet decrease over the next 3 chains. So I will show you how to do that, as that might be a little bit difficult to understand. So you're going to do yarn over, and in that next stitch you're going to start your double crochet. Now instead of yarning over and completing that stitch, you're going to leave it like this, and you're going to yarn over and go into that next stitch like you were going to make a double crochet with that stitch. And now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through just those 2, and again you're going to leave it. Now you're going to do that one more time, yarn over, and in that next stitch you're going to make the start of your double crochet. You're going to do yarn over. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. So once you have 4 loops, you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 4. And that is going to be your double crochet decrease over your 3 stitches. So as long as you have 4 loops, then you know you're doing okay. Otherwise, you might have to go back and do one more decrease if you're not understanding it. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with the next 3 stitches as before. You're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So it's important that in between each decrease and each increase that you're going to have 3 double crochets. And that will help with your wave pattern as well. You might not be able to see it on your first row, the wave or the chevron, but once you get a few more rows going, you'll definitely be able to see it a little bit better. And just as a side note, the beginning stitch count that I'm using for this tutorial, the chain 34, is the same stitch count that I used for my chevron scarf that I showed you earlier in this video. So as long as you know how to do this, then you can definitely make that scarf as long as you want. So now that you have your 3, so you have 1, 2, and 3, you're going to make a decrease. So, I'm sorry, you're going to make an increase. So you're going to make 3 double crochets all in that next chain, and that's going to be your increase, like I said. So in this next chain, you're going to put 3 double crochets. That's 2, and that's 3. So that's your increase. So if you look at it, you can see a little bit that it goes up, then down, and then up again. So the next 3 stitches are going to be 1 double crochet in the next 3. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay, then you're going to make a decrease. So remember, with the decrease, you're going to start your double crochet as normal. You're going to stop yarn over, insert your hook into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, stop right there, yarn over into that next stitch. You're going to have 4 loops on your hook, and then you're going to pull through all 4 loops. And then again, 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Let me just get some more yarn. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. So we're back to making the increase, so that's 3 double crochets all in that same chain. Okay, and then 1 double crochet in the next 3 chains. And you're going to go back to your decrease, so you should know how to do that by now. Just remember that at the end of each decrease you should have 4 chains, 4 loops on your crochet hook. Okay, coming up towards the end, so you're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3. And then you should have 1 chain left over, and just like at the beginning, you're going to do 2 double crochets. And that will help everything stay in balance. And that will be your increase for the edge, the end of the row. So if you look at your first row, it might be a little bit difficult to see, like I said, and it might curl up a little bit, but once you get past that, it should be a little bit easier. But this is what the wave or the chevron is starting to look like so far. So this is what row 1 looks like. So let's continue on to row 2. For row 2, you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And that chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet. So you're going to make 1 double crochet into that very first stitch. So right here, and that's going to be your increase. Okay, then you're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 3. And you're kind of just going to follow what you did in the previous row. So as long as you understand that, you should be good and everything will line up right on top of each other. Okay, so now you're coming to the decrease. So you're going to be going over the next 3 chains, or the next 3 stitches rather. So 1, 2, and 3. And the way I kind of think about it is you have 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then in the middle, as you can see, is your decrease. So your decrease, the stitch right on top right here, should always be in the middle. And that's how you know that you've kept everything in balance. So we're going to simply put a decrease right on top of the decrease from the previous row, just like that. And then you're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Okay, so now we're going to be working with the increase. So if you pull it apart a little bit, just like I am, you can see that there's 3 stitches. Whenever you do the increase, that middle stitch that's right here, that's the stitch that you're going to be increasing in. So you're going to have these two on the side, but that stitch right here in the middle, that's where you're going to put your 3 double crochets. So just remember that when you do an increase or a decrease, the middle part is always where you want to be looking for, and that's how you know that's going to be the correct spot to do either an increase or a decrease, just so everything stays aligned and balanced, because again, you're going to keep everything on top of each other. Now, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the row, but you're actually going to be going into both of the loops. So if you turn, you could see that there's a loop here and then a loop in the back right here. You're going to go through both of those, and that's how you're going to get everything nice and smooth. So just remember that as well. So the next, you're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, then you're back to your decrease. So again, if you pull it apart, you're going to have 1 single double crochet on each side, and then you're going to have that cluster of 3 right here to make your decrease. So you're going to go right on top of that, and that will be your double crochet decrease. Okay, and then again 1 double crochet in the next 3. And look for your center, which is right here. That's where you're going to make your double crochet increase by making 3 all in that same stitch. Okay, and then next 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And you're back to your decrease. So again, you're going to make your decrease over the next 3 stitches. You have 4 loops on your hook, and then you're going to go through all 4 of those loops, and then coming up towards the end, you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then you have this last one right here, so you're going to do 2 double crochets in that final stitch that you have. Okay, so now that you have 2 rows, you can see the pattern forming a little bit more. So you have, I'll show you right here, you have your valley, and then you go up, and then you have your peak. So you should always have 3 double crochets in between your valley, which is the decrease, and increase, which is your peak. So as long as you have 1 double crochet or 3 in between each of your increases and your decreases, everything will stay in balance. And in the very first stitch, you're going to make a double crochet, and remember that chain 3 counts as your first double crochet, and then at the end you're going to make 2 double crochets into that very last chain, so that way everything stays in balance and everything is looking really well. So you would just want to repeat row 2 over and over and over again until you get your desired length. Again, I made the exact same width that I have for my modern chevron scarf. So we'll look at that again real fast. And this is what my scarf looks like. So I just kept going until I ran out of yarn, and it's pretty good in length and width, and I feel like you could just, it's pretty nice when you are a little bit cold for the winter weather and you just want something to wrap around your neck to keep you warm, and it fits in your coat very well. However, if you wanted to make it bigger, you could do so as long as you have that multiple that I mentioned at the beginning. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Now I do have some other chevron patterns that I have made, so I'm going to go ahead and link those patterns into the description box below. All of those patterns are free and available on my website if you want to check them out and kind of test your skills, because like I said, the chevron can be made in a variety of different ways, not just the way that I taught you today, but it could be made in a variety of different ways with either single crochet or half double crochet or double crochet like I said. And there's just so many different ways that you can make a chevron. And like I said, this is one of my favorite stitches that I've learned, and if you just concentrate a little bit and just keep practicing, even with this smaller swatch that I showed you today, you will definitely get the hang of it the more that you practice. So again, this was showing you how to make the chevron stitch. My name is Amanda, and I'm from AmandaCrochets.com, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see any future videos by me, and if you have any suggestions on what video I should make next, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Alright, have a great day. Bye.